Hi, we are about to dive right into making this pillow. So, I want to talk about supplies, show you the pattern pieces and the creative process just a little bit more, and go ahead and cut these out. So, let's get started. You are going to need thread. This is upholstery thread, just bought at Walmart. It makes a very strong pillow. However, if you just have a home machine that's not a heavy duty machine, this is very, very hard on that kind of machine. So I probably wouldn't recommend it. This is just cotton thread, a cone, and a spool. This is all purpose, bought at Walmart. So if you're going to use this, which I would recommend if you just have a regular home machine to use the cotton thread, I would definitely sew over your seams 2 times. I know it takes a little longer, but you'll get a much stronger pillow, and hopefully you're going to be using this pillow every day as you meditate and as you do your yoga practice. So you need really strong seams. So you're going to need some pins, and you're going to need scissors or a rotary cutter, whichever you prefer. I actually like to keep both handy. The scissors I use to cut threads and things. So you're going to need a 7-inch zipper, $1 at Walmart. So, or you can get a nicer one. You are going to need your pattern pieces. So you only have one pattern piece for this pillow, but I have cut 5, so I have multiples just to make it go a little faster. So I'm going to put the pillow aside here and start to show you my fabric. So I have already cut out the bottom and the dimensional pieces, and I thought we could cut the top out together. So I wanted to let you know, I told you earlier that you could get 4 pieces cut out of 13 inches long. So my fabric happens to be extra wide. It's almost 60 inches wide. So with that, I was able to get an additional piece. So I was able to get 5 pieces. However, if you're using 45 inches wide fabric, you will definitely only get 4 pieces. And even with 54, you might not be able to get 5 pieces across. So just make sure that you allow yourself that 1.5 yards if you're going to do one fabric, and then 13 inches for each 4 pieces. So this is a stripe, and I'm going to use this for the bottom of my pillow. My entire bottom will be the blue stripe. So I wanted you to notice that every one of my striped pieces are cut identical. So I lay the pattern piece at the same point every single time. So if I was cutting a stripe, I would never fold it and cut 2 at a time. I wouldn't double my fabric and cut, because then my stripe wouldn't be exactly even and perfect. So this is my bottom piece, and I have all 5 of my pieces cut. So I'm going to set that aside and show you what I picked out for my dimensional pieces. So what I mean by that are the pieces that go between the top and the bottom. So I decided to use the same fabric that I've used on this pillow, which is just a very nice neutral fabric. And again, I have these pieces cut out already. So since this is a solid, I would definitely fold my fabric and cut 2 pieces at a time. But be careful, if you can get your 5th piece, you want to scoot your pattern pieces to the selvage edge, to these finished edges, and that way your fold can open up and give you your 5th piece, maybe, if you have enough room. So that depends on the width of your fabric. Even among upholstery fabric, 60-inch fabric is not real common. It's almost always 54. So these are my top pieces. So what I decided to do was use these blue and kind of off-white pieces, and we are going to cut these out. Before we actually start cutting these out, I do want to talk to you about washing your fabric. So if you are using 100% cotton, you need to wash your fabric, pre-wash your fabric. So for me personally, I will never take all the buckwheat out of this pillow and throw this pillowcase in the washer. I won't do that. I personally spray my pillow with Scotchgard, and that way if I get a spot, I can easily wipe it off. You may not like Scotchgard. I know that it's a chemical, but to me it just saves my pillow from having to be washed. And another thing too is my pillow just really doesn't get dirty because I keep it on my mat. So and it does have a handle, so you don't have to handle it as much. Speaking of the handle and the little tab for the zipper, you need a very thin piece of fabric, 1 inch by 2 inches, for the tab on the zipper. This has not been cut yet. I just got a little piece to show you. You also need a 4 inch by 10 inch piece of fabric for the handle, or you can use the really big cool ribbon. I've done that before too. I will decide which of these fabrics that I have enough left of to make my handle out of. I prefer to make my handle out of a dark fabric if possible, because if anything's going to get dirty, it'll probably be my handle. So with that, let's start cutting.